do it. Hey there, YouTube. It's Kuichikibyakuya here, also known as Only Wayne Angel to most of my subscribers, and this is my first video log. Not usually used to doing this kind of stuff, but I felt it would be better if, instead of randomly posting videos and sending it to Shoryuken, which I will still do that, but it's better to give updates to what I'm doing and the videos that I'm releasing and any opinions I have on the current Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom metagame, especially Nemesis's position within the Ultimate's metagame and all the strategy and all that madness. Currently, I have 2 parts of T-Type out at the moment released, and I'm still working on the 3rd part. And the 3rd part of T-Type is going to be focused on team building, which I will go in depth. Well, as much as I can in my knowledge of each character and how effectively you can build a team around Nemesis, or not to build a team around Nemesis, if you prefer to build around another character but include Nemesis in your team. I've gotten a lot of requests to do this because I've gotten a lot of questions telling me that is X character okay with Nemesis? Does he work with Nemesis? How's my team doing? And I'm not going to say I'm the expert with every character, but I know a fair amount of knowledge on how which characters benefit Nemesis and which characters don't. So I'm going to be working on that tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have it uploaded by tomorrow night, but you probably won't see it on Shoryuken until Sunday afternoon or even Sunday night at the latest. It depends on whenever Kites or whoever's managing the uploading system at the time gets to it. I'm also going to be uploading, actually not uploading, but recording some footage of Nemesis tech that is more in-depth on stuff I've already discussed, but even further into the metagame. Like, take for example, jumping medium and jumping H. Nemesis is 2 of Nemesis' best tools. I'm going to be recording footage of that for Colonel Gilgamesh, who on the Shoryuken forums has discovered, well, not really necessarily discovered, but is going to go more into depth about those and, get that information out there better than possibly I can, or I don't have time to do it, or etc. But that's not to discredit him, because he has found a lot of tech for the Nemesis community himself. Because he doesn't have a capture card, I'm going to record it for him, and then I'll send it to him for output, because obviously his credit goes to him for founding of the tech and discussing it further. And also a little about myself, because I've obviously posted a lot in the Nemesis community on Shoryuken. I've posted a lot of videos. I'm getting a lot of comments and people telling me that, oh, thanks for making this Nemesis video and all that. Well, no problem. Thanks to all you guys. Probably would not have continued making these Nemesis videos if nobody watched them. So thank you so much for spending your time to watch my videos. And I put a lot of hard work into them and hours. My name is Only Wayne Angel. I'm not giving out my real name just yet, but I'm from New Jersey. I'm an East Coast player, but I'm not a top player or anything of the sense. I've been to tournaments before, but I've never traveled outside of the East Coast for tournaments. I mostly just tour tournaments in the tri-state area since I can't afford to leave this area because due to college work and expenses and all that. So you won't be seeing me at EVO or or Wednesday night fights or anywhere outside in the West Coast for a very long time. Probably during the summer I might be able to get somewhere, but expenses are tight right now, so I'm not going anywhere for a long time. I'm not a top player. I place relatively decently in tournaments because I ranked 33 in Apex 2012, and as I displayed in my previous, in one of my most prominent video right now is me playing Smooth Viper, which I almost beat him. But that was so close. Hawkeye vs Sentinel is definitely a Hawkeye favorite matchup. I choked totally, but I lost to a superior player, and that's that. Currently a college student, but I'm also going to make a video later on starting my own personal team, my team synergy of Nemesis, Rocket Slam / Rocket Launcher, and Hawkeye on second, Greyhound, and then Strider obviously with Vadra. As I previously mentioned, Vadra is one of Nemesis's best assist partners. It eliminates the super jump game. It eliminates Morgan. It eliminates Trish. It locks down the opponent. It saves Nemesis when he gets opened up. It's very hard to punish Badger unless you're openly looking to punish it. Yeah, it's really going well for Nemesis. And of course, the Hawkeye edition is for additional lockdown. I will discuss that further in a future video. Hopefully I can get it by next week, but I don't think you guys should expect anything by this week. I also play Soul Calibur. I was originally a competitive Soul Calibur player before I transferred over to just regular vanilla Marvel vs. Capcom. I play Siegfried and a bit of Lizard Man. I do pretty decently. People have told me I have a really well Siegfried, but I just can take a modest reaction to that. I don't think I'm that special on Soul Calibur, honestly. I'm also on 8-way run if you're looking to get Soul Calibur. I know how to play Siegfried, but nowhere near as depth as I know how to play Nemesis. Speaking of Nemesis, I know I mostly, almost entirely do videos concerning Nemesis T-Type. That is because he is my favorite character in Marvel. He is... Well, when I played Capcom, my first Capcom game, it was Resident Evil 1. I didn't play the Mega Man series. I didn't play Street Fighter. I'm sorry, I was too young at the time for that. I was born in the early 90s. And so yeah, I played Resident Evil. I was scared as hell for the game, but when I played Resident Evil 3, I just loved the game. I loved the concept of Nemesis. He was so scary, but at the same time, he made my blood pump. I'm running from him and all that. Not like a fetish or anything, but he's like one of my favorite villains of all time. That's why I love to play. That's why I jizzed my pants. What can I say? I jizzed my pants when Nemesis was revealed for Ultimate Marvel. I couldn't believe it. I found myself pretty alone, actually. I found my way to Shoryuken looking for more people to talk about Nemesis, and surprisingly, there are not many people who were hyped about him. Obviously, characters like Virgil, Phoenix Wright, Rocket Raccoon, they were way more hyped than Nemesis was. He was actually, if I were to say, on the hype meter, Nemesis was second to lowest next to Firebrand, because I did not meet that many people who were excited about Firebrand. Anyways, besides that, I by the time I saw him, I knew I was going to put him on my team. I was dedicated to him entirely, whether he was bad or he was great or he was okay. I don't care. I just really wanted to play Nemesis. And I got the game early, and I think I released one of the first combo videos. I don't know, maybe it is the first combo video. Probably not, but first combo video for Nemesis on YouTube. And back then, I used Deadly Reach in all my combos. And quick side tip on Nemesis: don't use Deadly Reach in your combos unless you're gonna reset, because it scales the combo really bad. Yeah. So and then I spent so much time training with him, and I wanted to improve Nemesis players all across the board, because when I play online, I see Nemesis players, going for random jumping S's, or they're going in and they're ending their block strings with the launcher, or they're throwing out Rocket Slam, and they're not continuing with Clothesline. And I wanted to improve that Nemesis gameplay concept, because in the early days of like month 1 of Ultimate, nobody thought Nemesis was good, and I really wanted to prove them wrong. I really wanted to show that Nemesis is a viable character. There's still skeptics today, but I don't overrate Nemesis. I place him in solid B tier, like middle of B tier. He's a solid character. He has bad matchups, but he is viable. He has good tools. He does great damage. He's completely, a good character. He's well-rounded, but he also has bad matches, which is why it prevents him from being A tier, even B plus tier, because he doesn't have an air dash, and everyone needs really good mobility to be an A or up tier character. Besides Nemesis, I obviously spent a lot of time in training mode finding out this tech, before I go on, I want to say, I did find out a lot of this tech, but I'm not, I don't take credit for every single thing that I've shown in my videos. It come from influence, from online plays, from postings in the Nemesis forum in Shoryuken.com, from watching tournament footage, and just in my own personal, going training mode and trying out new things, experimenting with Nemesis. It's not I'm not taking selfish credit for everything that I do with Nemesis. You know, it's something that I learned overall. You know, there's multiple influences why I post so much about Nemesis and why there's so much tech about Nemesis there is. Because as a heavy character, solo combos are not usually the best with Nemesis. Or, you know, most heavy characters, they don't have very long or flashy combos. Onwards, outside of Marvel though, I am planning on doing Let's Play. I want to do multiple. You know, I've been a big fan of Let's Playing, and I've always wanted to do it for a long time, but I've never gotten myself to do it until now. Which tomorrow night, or possibly even tonight, I might. I'm going to start my Let's Play. My first Let's Play of Tenchu Stealth Assassins. Now, some of you they know that in my previous video, T-Type Part 2, I used a lot of music from Tenchu Wrath of Heaven and Tenchu Stealth Assassins. Music was composed by... I'm going to post it down there somewhere. It's probably going to be like a text block right there. Anyway, the music was very, very, very underrated. The series itself is very underrated. It's not very popular. It came out in the late stages of the PS1, where the PS1 graphics were starting to get better, but you know, it was really, really well-made stealth game. You know, the first ninja game, I'd say, that wasn't about action. It was more about hiding and being an actual ninja. You know, like sneaking up on people and assassinating people. That's what ninja are for. Or, you know, other stuff. I'm claiming to be a ninja expert. I will be emulating the game since I no longer own the original Stealth Assassins. I gave away my PS1 when I was 10 years old, around that age. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to Let's Play. Other game to look in for the Let's Play was Knights of the Republic, Jade Empire, Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. I plan to Let's Play Tenchu 2, but I never played it myself, so it would probably be a blind Let's Play if I ever played it before. I'm also looking forward to Let's Playing Berserk, Milineium Falcon, the last Japanese PS2, the last Japanese Berserk game that came out, and the Mass Effect series, Dragon Age, and possibly some Final Fantasy games like Final Fantasy X, my personal favorite, and you know, etc. You know, I will probably post that in the description box later on. Anyways, though, you know, thanks for watching. You know, keep to update my videos because I do not seek to leave my videos alone for a very long time. I constantly will update this channel as much as I can. And you know, thanks for watching.